the cooking thing actually like really kind of in my brain soothes some of my concern that she might be a psychopath. Like the cooking thing, just knowing that she could like be focused on her domestic duties in the crib for like 6 hours to cook this. I mean, I know a lot of chicks who don't have that in them. That realistically they're so out of control that they're going to go find cocaine instead of within that 6 hour period.
Cocaine?
You live in fucking London. You're acting like you're like totally naive to coke. Everyone in England is doing ketamine and cocaine right now. 99% of the population. The Queen even.
My experience with coke in life. One time on New Year's when I was 21.
Let's go. Here we go.
Someone offered me coke at a bar. And I was like, what? I also had friends in Chicago that worked in finance that I know did coke a lot. That's all I know about coke.
So you're like, one time someone offered it to me. Like, didn't even do it. I just got offered it.
No. Well, this was shocking to me. I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I didn't even know people did coke.
I don't like, but you live in England. Everybody does coke in England. Like, it's bad.
Okay. Now, maybe your friends do coke. I'm not.
Everybody I ever met out there.
Okay. But I play with, like, I know athletes mostly. So
I think a drug tester. You get drug tested?
No.
You should definitely do coke then.
No, like
you gotta pass.
No, we did in college, but they're like drugs. Just I don't know. I've never asked. There might be people that do it. I just don't think like they would offer it to me anyway. Because I don't even really drink. So it's like,
right.
You're gonna offer me like you can't get me to take a shot, but you're gonna give me coke.
What's your observation? Oh, you don't even drink. Yeah, that's probably a good sign.
No,
You're not
no,
gonna
no.
do coke.
Well, I've decided I'm gonna do it once a year.
Drink.
Yeah, once a year.
What? Just enough to remind yourself how much you hate it?
Yeah.
Because I hate it. Like, if I did it once a year, it would be a great reminder of like, oh, that's why you don't like that. Yeah.
No, I used to drink, but I stopped a couple years ago.
Right.
But then I was like, maybe I'll do it once a year.
Right.
We'll see. I haven't decided. I've been going back and forth on this.
My thing is like I stopped like getting drunk maybe like 4 or 5 years ago, but I'll still have like a drink.
Yeah.
Or a glass of wine. That's fine.
Yeah. Maybe that can be like my once a year. We can do it on No Jumper.
I love that idea. What's your observation about the women that you grew up around on average versus the women in England? Like, what's your impression of the main difference?
How the women? I would say the women in England are a bit more like they're better dressed and they're more proper. When it comes to relationships, I think England is so similar to the U.S. Like it's honestly the same. The average age of first marriage, like they get married a little later up there. It's like 31, where it's like 27, 28 here.
Interesting.
But it's the same.
From my perspective, the women are way less promiscuous in England and Australia. And I know that's a massive generalization, but girls in America are hoes on average. There's like a lot of sluttery going on.
Yeah.
And I remember one time me and my girl went to Australia for like 2 weeks, and we had it in our head the whole time because we were like doing these music festival appearances or whatever. We had it in our head the whole time that we were going to meet this hot Australian chick and hook up with her. Mm-hmm. And literally every hot Australian chick we met had a boyfriend by her side, which shout out to them because they all seemed very happy and secure. But it just seemed like in Australia, it was like so much more normal to just be in relationships.
You had that same experience in England?
Yeah, I would say on average.
Oh, really? I've had a lot of single people on my show. So.
Really? That's who you're drawing them in.
That's true. Like that's what I'd say. Most people I've met are through my show.
I feel like there's less of a stigma in America about having a high body count than there is in England. Whereas in England, I would say it's probably a bigger deal.
The girls are quieter about it, I think, than in America.
Right.
So I would agree with you. Like because there'll be girls again. Like I meet people through the show. Like they'll come on the show and they'll talk and like say one thing, but then oh my God, this one girl. I'm thinking of a story off the top of my head. This girl comes on the show, and she was beautiful. This is like probably one of the prettiest girls that have been on my show. The whole show. I'm done with the bad guys. Like I'm healing, whatever. And she was just talking all this talk, how she doesn't like do any like blah blah blah. After the show, my recruiter brought one of his friends to like watch, and he literally took her home after the show. And I'm just like, huh. So I feel like girls in England like kind of like taught like where like the girls in America are a little more open.
But let's be real, it's very easy for a person to be promiscuous without informing the world about it. Like you could very easily have had sex with 60 people and just not tell me and not really let on. Like, it would be the easiest fucking thing in the world for you to let on, for you to like keep that ruse going, wouldn't it? Me too. Like, if I told you I had sex with 5 girls, I mean, I don't know. I feel like maybe the tattoos kind of like give it away, that it just looks like I have more life experience. Also, why are you 39? Also, why are you a porn star? But I mean, it's just like a very easy thing to lie about, I feel like. You could do your sneaky shit, and everyone knows that. And it's why we don't like really believe girls' numbers.
I just feel like the truth comes. I'm just a big believer in the truth comes out eventually. If you had sex with 60 people, like that's so many people. Someone's gonna know someone.
But the world is huge.
No,
I'm a big believer in being a good liar. Like, just keeping your shit close to your chest. And like some of the dudes that I've had so much respect for in my life were dudes who everyone thought that they were like not a slut. And then once I really got to know them, I started to realize that they were fucking all the time. And they just actually did an immaculate job of not letting their friends know. They weren't bringing girls to the bar to meet their homies or whatever. Because I was the total opposite. I was like literally going to the bar with a different chick every night of the week. I didn't give a fuck. All my friends can meet her. I'm never going to see her again. It is what it is. You know, like, it was just, I was terrible at keeping my shit on the DL.
Yeah, but again, then you got to know him and you find out. Like, that's what I'm saying. Eventually, like, someone's going to talk. Like, I'm not saying, like, sure, you can do it where, like, people that are 2 or 3, like, that don't know you that well, like, will never know. But I just think eventually something's going to come up. Like,
unless you're a real smooth criminal.
Maybe. But I'm just a big believer in the truth comes out eventually. You'll even see celebrities, like, it'll be, like, 20 years later and someone will say something like, oh, I hooked up with her when she was younger.
Right.
So I feel like the truth comes out eventually.
It can. But if you're really with your shit. Yo, we just hit 400,000 subscribers right here on the Clips channel. So if you want to help us out, click subscribe, get us to 500K. Yeah.